1977 was an impressive year for the new wave of adult-oriented pop in the UK. I am talking about bands like Sad Cafe, Cafe Jakes, Trickster, and this band, King Harry, who put out one album and then promptly disappeared. And some of their members had been in like lesser known beat groups, R&B bands back in the 60s, and one of them played on the Fields album from 1971, the organ rock trio led by Graham Fields. Yeah. And while the album is mixed overall, it has one great track. I am talking about the title track, as a matter of fact, Divided We Stand. I cannot think of really any other album that's produced quite this way. The organ, like clavinet, has a real trebly sound to it. There's like this real thin kind of trebly quality going all across. Um, there's a certain kind of rattle like to the rhythmic component, and the voice sounds like nothing else, and I think it has to do with the way it's produced. I hear more, and I'll try and put my finger on as I play along. The rhythmic component is odd in that there's like this kind of matted kick drum going on, and then otherwise it seems like just brushes on a cymbal or something, and just persistently. The lyrics are not praying anywhere, so I'll just have to wing it as far as meaning goes. Playing wall to wall. Crazy City Nights got me on the run. I'm losing all the fun. God, appreciate that sequence there. After it let out of that second chorus, and I gotta say that chorus is quite powerful. It really makes the song. But that middle section leading out of the second chorus with those guitars that are coming like from a totally different channel, it seems, than we've heard throughout the song. They've got like this crisp, almost kind of like birds like tone to them, or I while I have mixed feelings about the production to this album, it brings out certain moments in ways that I don't think any of the standard form production jobs of the day would have done. Very lyrical leads right there, bending, just like piercing right into those chords. And also, another thing that really helps with the drive is that it's got that persistent hi-hat, that going on. Too many faces turn around and stare. You could put a knife through this feeling in the air. Light the fire and feel the heat. Face to face, there's no retreat. I think the lyrics are perhaps about trying to find empathy in across divided lines, trying to get over differences enough to, or trying to, smooth out some differences before divisions spill over into violence. Perhaps and if that's the correct interpretation, perhaps this is a song that some of the world needs today. Perhaps on Twitter they could use this message right now. Although there are a lot of people who are complaining, and it could be I don't know. There's another that would say, considering how it's just become such a lifestyle for some people. The clawing and all that. There's perhaps no like innocent message like this that could really get through to people anymore, regardless of how powerful the song might be. It's perhaps we're beyond all hope at this point. The urgency of those chordal passages where it kind of goes na 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 na, it's like chromatic, like those half steps where they just kind of like move down half steps and then solo over it. It creates such a just tension and catharsis and all that. Like. That was Divided We Stand by King Harry, a band that came out of nowhere, so it seemed, in 1977 with an album on EMI and promptly disappeared. The song was written by, Dickenson and Luciana. I guess the song is alternately known as Fighting Talk. And it depends on the media that I get my hands on. Actually, I think the official name of the track is Fighting Talk, but it seems to be the one that plays into the title the most. Like there were references, it seemed, to like being on the verge of a fight and like the fear, the trepidation, and the wish to maybe find empathy in that across those dividing lines of like trying to reason before punches are thrown or before shots are fired. The hope that even that among those who live that fighting lifestyle, that there is maybe some hope on that among like gang members, perhaps there is some hope on in the minds of some of those people that cooler heads will prevail. These people who live like who are conditioned to be prepared to die, prepared to fall on their sword at any time. Let's see, the band was comprised of Harold King on drums, And I'm wondering if he was somehow inspired the name of the band. Um, let's see. John Dickenson, producer. Maybe that is why the production is so, well, its own, because it was produced by a member of the band who had never produced an album before or since. Um, and let's see, he had been in a band called the Shy Limbs, 60s, oh, pop, maybe hard rock. Oh, looks like Robert Fripp was briefly a member of that, so there's some type. Oh, it looks like that was like a direct precursor to King Crimson. Except not one I'm all that familiar with. I guess one of these days when I do a bit more research, when I'm writing an article or something, and do a bit more research on that period. But like I think of the two main precursors to King Crimson as Giles, and Fripp, and it's obvious who was in that, and the Brain and the League of Gentlemen. Robert Fripp's first band, I guess, from the mid '60s, unrecorded. Not to be his R&B band from the mid '60s, not to be confused with his early '80s resurrection of that nameplate with a totally different lineup. Yeah, he had two bands called the League of Gentlemen, an R&B band in the mid '60s and an early '80s post-punk band with Sarah Lee, the journeywoman bassist, and XTC keyboardist Barry Andrews before he formed Shriekback. And let's see. Yeah, that's kind of a link in the pre-Crimson history. I'm not quite as familiar with. And let's see. Lead guitar, bass, and vocals by Al Bowery, he was the guy that was on the Fields album, and he was in the Downlands. Oh, big prolific beat group from the '60s apparently, and the Actress, one single in 1969. And who else was on? Guitar, bass, vocals, Tino, Licinio, also on the Actress. Huh, that's four people, although there's only three people pictured on the album cover. So one of them wasn't quite a full-fledged member, just kind of involved in the band. Huh. Actually, that may have been Al Bowery or Al Berry. Al Bowery is his real name. Alan Berry is I guess, the name he probably has used in more media. Yeah, but a mystery band. Yeah, it's the name he used on the Fields album. Yeah, mystery band, pretty much. All we have, we can just kind of look at the credits here, look at the titles, examine the lyrics, and just speculate. None of them seem to have done anything after this. There's really no information about them. Five short players, five singles accompanied this album, all released that same year. Huh. This came out as a single and a couple of other songs. You Stand Accused and Dear Matthew. Yeah. Not much else to say other than speculation. Yeah, great song. From an alright album and unique production. And now I think I know why it was so unique in its production, because the guy who produced it had never produced an album before and would never produce an album again. And make of that what you will. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from King Harry, or this and maybe one other, and off this album, and from other English K artists, see the directory of albums by English K artists linked in the description below for this album, as well as albums by the Keith Hartley Band, Kate Bush, the Kinks, the Corgis, Kurzel Flyers, Crazy Cat, Kaja Gugu, yeah, the Kane Gang, Keith Christmas, Kevin Ayers, yeah, Kevin Coyne. There's so many. Well, there's plenty of them anyway. Killing Joke, yeah. They can all be found. Some, in many cases, complete discographies in the directory of albums by English K artists. And like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about this song or its lyrics, any meaning that you were able to parse from it all. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.